So welcome back students. So here we are discussing another new topic, which is Fleming's left hand rule. So Fleming's left hand rule, in Fleming's left hand rule you have to remember that you have to use your obviously left hand and when to use it. Okay, whenever we have to find out the direction of force on a charged particle or a electric current by the magnetic field, then only we have to use Fleming's left hand rule. So what is that? If the central finger or forefinger and thumb of left hand are stretched mutually perpendicular to each other and the central finger points to current, forefinger points to magnetic field, then thumb points the direction of motion of the current carrying conductor. Okay, or that is, you can also say the force applied on the current carrying conductor by the magnetic field. So how to memorize it, how to remember this, because Fleming's right hand rule is there, left hand rule is there, that is confusing. So we have to find some trick, right? We have to use some trick to remember this. What you have to use? Just simply remember EMF. Okay, EMF. What is the full form of EMF? We will be using E stands for electric current, M stands for magnetic field, and F stands for force. Okay, so EMF in the anti-clockwise direction will help you to remember what are the fingers are telling about the Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, so electric current, magnetic field and force, that is in anti-clockwise direction. So this is how you can remember, or else you can also use your own trick to remember. Okay, no problem, fine. So another thing is there. So in previous video we have learned about the Lorentz magnetic force, specially or specifically you can say. Now what we are going to learn is the force on a moving charge in uniform electric and magnetic field. What is this? When we are considering the charge in magnetic field, the force applied on that charge is only by the magnetic field. But in general, in real life, we can have both electric and magnetic fields. Okay, we can have both electric and magnetic fields. So when a charge is moving in both electric and magnetic fields, there will be a force, right? There will be a force. So that force is equals to Q into E plus Q into V cross B. Okay, Q into E plus Q into V cross B. So that is the Lorentz force. What is Q into E? Q into E is the force on a charge, moving charge by the electric field. That is Q into E, which we already know. Now Q into V cross B, that is the component for the magnetic field. So there are two components, one is for electric and another one is for magnetic field. Okay, so combining them will give us the entire Lorentz force on a moving charge particle in electric and magnetic fields. Now another important thing which we have to study, that is force on a current carrying conductor in a uniform magnetic field. So this is the direction of magnetic field and this is the conductor which is placed at an angle theta, okay, with the magnetic field. Conductor is placed at an angle theta with the magnetic field. So what is the length of the conductor? Small l. And what is the area of cross section? That is A. This is small l. Okay. Now what we have to learn is we have taken a very small length d small l. So that is actually subtending a volume AdL, that is shown in green part. So there will be some kind of electrons flowing in the opposite direction to the current, that is, say the drift velocity of those electrons is Vd. Okay, so current is in this direction and Vd is the opposite direction. Now F is the force. Obviously when electron is a charged particle, it is moving in the direction of Vd and magnetic field is there B. So obviously, which we just learned, according to Fleming's left hand rule, a force will be there and it will be in this direction. So what will be the force on a single electron? So force experienced by each electron in conductor is F is equals to minus Q into or E into Vd cross B, right, for a single electron. Now we have to find out what will be the number of electron inside that volume, which is shown in green color. So first of all we have to understand what is the volume itself. So length dl है और एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन ए है. सो वॉल्यूम क्या हो जाएगा ग्रीन पार्ट का, ए इंटू डी एल. एंड अगर मैं बता देता हूँ कि व्हाट इज़ द नंबर डेंसिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, से दिस इज एन. एन मतलब यूनिट वॉल्यूम में एन नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है. तो एक यूनिट वॉल्यूम में अगर एन नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है, सो ए इंटू डी एल अमाउंट ऑफ वॉल्यूम में कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होंगे, एन इंटू ए डी एल. सो दैट इज द टोटल नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इन द ग्रीन पार्ट. So force experienced by the electrons in dl is equals to df is NaDl into minus E Vd cross B. So that is the final form. Now NaVd क्या है? I hope you can remember NaVd we have proved that is nothing but current. Okay. Charge into number of charges into the divided by time, that is actually the thing. ठीक है. So that is I, NaVd is replaced by I into dl cross B. So to get the entire force we have to integrate for the entire conductor. So F is equals to integration of df, right. So integration on dl we have to do mainly because we have to consider the entire length. So entire length क्या है, L. So it is replaced by L vector. So F we are getting is equals to I into LB sin theta. ठीक है, F is equals to I into LB sin theta. Okay, so this is you have to remember. We will be using or we will be applying this thing in our next topic, which is also very important. So now we are trying to find out the forces between two parallel infinitely long current carrying conductors. क्या है, दो करंट कैरिंग कंडक्टर्स है, उनके बीच जो फोर्स होगा उसे हमें फाइंड आउट करना है. से दिस इज द फर्स्ट करंट कैरिंग कंडक्टर पी क्यू विच इज कैरिंग करंट आई वन, एंड दिस इज द सेकेंड करंट कैरिंग कंडक्टर दैट इज एस आर दैट इज कैरिंग करंट आई टू. दे आर सेपरेटेड बाय अ डिस्टेंस स्मॉल आर. नाउ because of the presence of PQ and it is having current I1, it will create some kind of magnetic field around it and say that magnetic field is B1. So ये जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड होगा B1 ये RS के ऊपर एक फोर्स अप्लाई करेगा. क्यों करेगा, क्योंकि RS I2 करंट RS के थ्रू फ्लो कर रहा है. ठीक है, करंट फ्लो करना मतलब RS के थ्रू चार्ज भी फ्लो कर रहा है. सो ऑब्वियसली I1 के लिए जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस हुआ B1, ये B1 RS के ऊपर भी एक फोर्स अप्लाई करेगा and that will be in this direction. You just have to use Fleming's left hand rule over here, you will get this direction. Now magnetic field on RS due to current in PQ is what? B1 is equals to mu naught I1 divided by 2 pi R. Okay, so force acting on RS due to current I2 through it is what? F21 is equals to mu naught I1 by 2 pi R into I2 L sin 90 degree. What we are doing over here is force is equals to B into IL sin theta which we just learned. जो हमने अभी अभी सीखा था उसी को हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड B का वैल्यू पुट कर दिया म्यू नॉट I1 by 2 pi R. करंट कितना फ्लो कर रहा है थ्रू दिस कंडक्टर, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. हमें इस कंडक्टर का करंट को यूज़ कर मतलब कंसिडर करना है टू फाइंड आउट द फोर्स. ठीक है, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है B1. तो B1 के लिए हमें इस करंट को यूज़ करना है. लेकिन फोर्स जब हम निकालेंगे, फोर्स किसके ऊपर अप्लाई हो रहा है, I2 के लिए अप्लाई हो रहा है. सो RS के थ्रू I2 करंट फ्लो हो रहा है, इसी वजह से फोर्स क्रिएट हो रहा है. तो फोर्स के टाइम पे हम करंट जो लेंगे दैट इज I2. ठीक है, और इस टोटल लेंथ क्या है इसका L. सो दैट्स वाई दिस विल कम. ठीक है, सो नाउ F21 is equals to mu naught I1 I2 into L divided by 2 pi R. So similarly RS भी एक obviously magnetic field produce करेगा that is B2 and that B2 will also apply a force on PQ दैट इज कैरिंग करंट I1। तो यहाँ पे फोर्स के लिए जो एक्सप्रेशन होगा, सॉरी पहले मैग्नेटिक फील्ड बता देते हैं। मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के लिए जो एक्सप्रेशन होगा, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, यू जस्ट हैव टू आस्क B2 मैग्नेटिक फील्ड कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, ये कंडक्टर। तो ये कंडक्टर कितना करंट फ्लो करा रहा है, I2। तो B2 जब हम लिखेंगे, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड जब लिखेंगे, वो कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, I2। तो दैट्स वाई I2 विल कम। नाउ जब फोर्स अप्लाई हो रहा है, B2 जो फोर्स अप्लाई करेगा, वो फोर्स किसके लिए अप्लाई हो रहा है, फोर्स इज करंट की प्रेजेंस की वजह से हो रहा है, I1 करंट की प्रेजेंस की वजह से। सो दैट्स वाई इन दैट केस वी हैव टू राइट I1। सो this will be the expression of F12। so finally F12 is equals to F21 is equals to F, that is represented as mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r। so another important term is there, that is called as force per unit length of the conductor। so force per unit length, to get it you just have to put this small l over here in the denominator। so what we are getting, F by L is equals to mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi r। so that is the basic thing which you have to learn in this case। so let's stop the video over here। so we'll be discussing the other topics in our next videos। okay, so see you in the next video। until then stay safe, stay healthy। और आप लोगों ने इस चैनल को अगर सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा। थैंक यू सो मच।